Okay, here we go. The one box for this week's anime, not even another. Ooh, something about this feels weak. Not necessarily bad, just... Huh. Oh well. 4 things here today, as expected. And let's begin with Persona 4, the animation. This would be the Blu-ray and DVD versions, which may actually make sense in this case because the Blu-ray version only has the English dub, whereas the DVD version has both the English and the Japanese dub. And the reason for that, as I understand it, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty certain this is the cause, is this is just part of agreements that help prevent reverse importation, because anime is so much cheaper here in the US than in Japan. I don't know much about Persona in general. I watched the first half of Persona Trinity Souls. So okay, the first disc and the second disc are the same. There's a new one. Disc 3 of the DVD version. So pretty much all I know about this is this weird rules in terms of the release, and that Persona seems to be fairly popular. Next up, we've got a King of Thorn, which is a movie that I'm actually rather curious about. Still not sure if I'm going to keep it in that sleeve or not. I might, because we'll end up on the DVD side of the collection, because it's both the DVD and the Blu-ray release, and the DVD collection is more important. Part of the reason I'm curious about this is the trailer looks interesting, but a part of me can't help but think that there's a bit of resemblance to Origin Spirits of the Past, which wasn't bad by any measure, but somehow just wasn't as spectacular as I was expecting it to be based on the trailer. So Origin Spirits of the Past has a neat trailer. King of the Thorn has a neat trailer. Be interesting to see how it turns out. So that's probably my highest priority short-term watch. And then Fafner, which I do believe I already have on DVD. This is just the release on Blu-ray here in the US. Another one I'm not sure if I'm going to put in the Blu-ray or the DVD section. But we can take a quick peek at it, or stay connected. So we got disc 1, 2, 3, and 4, and these are all DVDs. And then the blue discs would be Blu-ray 1, Blu-ray 2, and Blu-ray 3. And I think part of the reason for the timing of this release on Blu-ray is, I see it came from right there. Is I believe next month there's a movie of this coming out on Blu-ray DVD. I don't know, but there you go. That's this week's anime. So I guess there's a possibility that once again this week is overshadowed by the non-anime stuff, which, since I post this in those places, I'll go over real quick. You know, I mentioned The Thing and The Thing, you know, the 1982 and the 2011 movies, and this is The Thing from Another World, which is the first adaptation of the short story that inspired John Carpenter to make his implementation of The Thing. And so I finally have that, and then I got Fight Club, which I watched the first time last night. We're going to watch The Emperor's New Groove, so of course I got a copy of that. Because I was in that sort of mood, I also got Lilo and Stitch, which is probably my favorite Disney animated movie. Big Fish was also nominated. That's why I got Fight Club, is because Emperor's New Groove, Fight Club, and Big Fish were all tied, and I'm like, I kind of want to watch all of those. I say three, but actually there was a fourth one that was on the top that I nominated because Aliens. I wanted to have an excuse to buy a collection. This one looked like it's pretty featureful. It's not the Alien Egg limited edition version, but it's the 4 Alien movies on Blu-ray and a good amount of documentary stuff. So, yeah, there's a number of these non-anime DVD/Blu-rays here this time. The Alien Anthology itself being fairly pricey on its own, so maybe once again the non-anime stuff spends the anime stuff, but the anime stuff is the real focus on this collection. There was also the hope that a couple of other potential fillers would arrive today, but it looks like they're all arriving tomorrow, or if I'm unlucky, Thursday. But for now, yeah, here we go. Well, I've pretty much watched nothing anime-wise this week. I guess part of that is the friend I've been watching the Fate stuff with. There was a debate with him whether or not we would watch Fate Zero because, you know, he's going to get my criticisms of it. And he kind of synchronized with my criticisms of Fate Stay Night. I'm not sure if he was aware of it, but I let him go ahead and go that... letting him know what the advantages I thought of Fate Zero were, and if he comes back to watch that, then it will be because the second season of Fate Zero does something to wow me, I guess. So we'll have to see there, but it meant that, excuse me, I didn't watch anything with him, and I guess it means that I spent more of my time poking around the Harry Potter set and looking at various documentary stuff on there, which is very interesting, of course. So that pretty much leaves two things. One, my brother from last week, you know, we started watching The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. He's already seen the first season, but he hasn't seen the movie or the second season. The movie, of course, being a really high priority. But he needs to see the second season to do that, and he kind of wants to watch it all chronologically, working up to there. So a refresher of the first season and the introduction into the second season stuff mixed in there, roughly mixed in there, I guess would be a better description. And yeah, how far did we get? Over these past couple visits, you know, today and last week, we watched 9 episodes, I guess, which isn't a whole lot. We've been actually kind of slowed there because there's always a lot of fun things to catch up on and talk about. And rewatching Haruhi has been fun to rewatch. This is a good chance for me to rewatch the Japanese Blu-rays. And the only real problem with the English dub there is there's a couple places in there where English subtitles need to be briefly turned on in order to read on-screen text that the characters aren't reading back to us or anything, like the Tanabata wishes or whatnot. But it's not 100% important, and this kind of stuff would be expected. It was a Blu-ray release in Japan, so it's intended for a Japanese audience. They're probably going to just listen to English because they love English and already know the Japanese text and just read that. So probably not a problem for them. Just more an interesting curiosity for me. 9 episodes into it means that we just finished Camel Cricket, I guess, is the best way I can think of describing that. And since this Blu-ray is in chronological order, that means it's chronological. I could be mistaken about the count of the episode, but I don't think I am. Always fun to rewatch. Oh, hey, look, I happen to be wearing a relevant shirt for that topic today. And it's kind of hard to describe exactly what makes Haruhi so appealing, other than it just kind of has a very interesting cast of characters. A very interesting cast of characters. They just... something about them hits in really unexpected ways. I don't know how to explain it. Especially since I didn't think about it. So the other thing I watched was 5 or 6 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho to pretty much finish the Dark Tournament saga, I think. unless there's like a couple more episodes to finish that up. But it sounds like it's preparing for the next storyline. And sorry, I think overall it was actually kind of disappointing the way the one guy looks with muscles that don't really look like muscles. It looks kind of more comical. That's about the best way I could think to describe that. So, not disappointed to a degree where I didn't find it entertaining. It was still kind of interesting seeing what they were revealing, what they were doing, and why. And there's some interesting motivations revealed, and kind of subtle character moments, I guess. So overall, it wasn't bad. It was just maybe kind of like feeling like you've watched this sort of stuff before, even though Yu Yu Hakusho, to its credit, is kind of the first to do these. And part of the motivation there of watching that stuff was to, again, start making progress on that again, not be in the middle of this story like we were when we took our break from watching it. Okay, I guess that would be all the anime stuff. Let's see. I'm pretty sure people have asked or mentioned interesting anime-related things, but nothing comes to mind at the moment. I've pre-ordered everything for next month, and next month is when I'm planning to do my final car repair thing, so I may start picking up, I may resume picking up little things here and there, hopefully trying to accumulate a kind of substantial savings, and so that I can do these sorts of things with less interruption in the future, and also because I got certain things I'm trying to get. But then after that I get to work on repairing my anime media server, which hasn't been working, and if that's a hard drive not working, that costs a lot of money to fix. And I've got so much old anime to catch up on, it'll be great to start catching up on it again. But that's not next month, but the month after. There may be reasons why that doesn't work. Didn't something get announced? Oh, of course, the Wii U coming out in November. I'm kind of worried about what kind of financial impact that would have. Then again, maybe I don't get one anyways. I got really lucky getting my Wii the month of its release. Maybe Nintendo's prepared for that, maybe not. We'll have to see. So there we go. That's this kind of lazy update, the analysis and all the stuff. So y'all have a nice evening or a nice week.